Hey everyone, I am Dylan Conrique and I am on the Zach Sang Show. Super excited. We're just going to be talking about everything and my song Birthday Cake.
Hello, beautiful human. My name is Zach. That is Dan. And we welcome to the studio. We're still getting used to it. Dylan Conrique.
Hey!
Did I say your last name correctly?
You did. Yeah, everyone usually says it Conrique.
Conrique.
But it's Conrique, yeah. I just actually learned that maybe 3 years ago.
Wait, hold on. You learned the pronunciation of your last name as recent as 3 years ago?
Yes. So my whole family thought it was Conrique. And so we were like, yeah, that's what it is. And then my grandma recently was like, no, I actually just found out that it's Conrique.
Who tells your grandma this? That she's been living a lie?
I have no clue. She's always like doing research, and I guess it's like French a little. So I don't know. Yeah, she just learned that.
Fascinating. Do you discover new sides of yourself now that you have to give your last name differently? Like everything you knew, how you introduce yourself, just goes away.
Yeah, I mean, every interview that I've ever done, I've said Conrique. So I'm like, anytime I'm like, hey, I'm Dylan Conrique, I've definitely messed up a bunch of times for sure.
So why not stick with Conrique if that's what the people know?
I don't know. I feel like Conrique is like, it has like a solid ending, if that makes sense. And Conrique is like, I guess it's more like normal. So it's if you hear Conrique, it's like, oh, okay.
Art.
You know, yeah, art.
Thespian.
Yeah, maybe it makes it a little bit more interesting.
Different.
Yeah.
You grew up in Gilroy, California?
I did, yeah.
And tomboy energy. Is that you grew up? I was reading. Is that correct? You ride ATVs?
Yeah. I grew
Is that
up
wrong?
on
Like,
ATVs.
did I character you? Was that the wrong thing to do? Is
What?
to associate tomboy energy with women who ride ATVs?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I like grew up basically in the dirt. I mean, every photo I have dirt on my face. So it's like I was that child that like was just always outside, and now I live in LA, which is so crowded.
Yeah, different.
So different. Yeah.
Do you like still ride an ATV ever?
I don't. We actually sold all of our ATVs and horses and pigs and all of our animals when we moved to LA and like got rid of everything.
You sold the whole farm?
Yeah, sold farm 2017.
Wow.
And was it your job that made your parents make the move?
Yeah. I mean, overall, like, you know, my sister's 10 years older than me. So she was already off doing her own thing, and my parents were like, well, it's just the two of you left, me and my brother. So we're like, we want nothing to do with horses. We want to move to LA. And, you know, we were only living in our brand new house for like 6 months, and then we packed everything up and left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Everything. Yeah.
I mean, horses are a lot of work.
They are. Yeah. And I like horses as more like kind of like just them being there. I've never found like a passion in like riding horses or like in that kind of area. But my sister and my dad are both like team ropers and like they're on that rodeo like vibe. Yeah.
Like real rodeo energy.
Yeah. My dad was in a bunch of rodeos growing up, and my sister's just getting into it. She was in, you know, the high school rodeos and stuff.
What?
Yeah, I lived in that world. I was like following them around.
Like, so what did your dad do? Like, what did your parents do for a living that they were able to even afford a farm? Because that's expensive.
So my mom, she basically had a horse stables in Gilroy when I was born. And so, yeah, she and my dad ran that.
Oh, so that was the business.
Yeah, that was the business for a while. And then she got into like real estate, and, you know, she's been doing that for a while. And my dad's a contractor. Yeah.
Who also does rodeos?
Who also rides broncs, yeah.
Like, what does that mean?
Wild horses. So they buck, and he basically is on them while they're bucking.
Bareback?
I don't know if he did bareback.
Do you saddle a wild horse? Is that the sign of conquering a horse? Is being able to saddle one?
See, I don't know anything. Like, I go to these rodeos, and I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, my dad's like teaching me still to this day, because I just don't understand that world at all. But yeah, I just like, it's a whole different world. It's definitely expensive having horses, I think. For sure.
Oh, yeah. And
I was like, I want to do the other expensive thing.
Singing.
Move to LA.
And move to LA.
Yeah.
Literally, I mean, raising animals and keeping a farm intact is like, it is a process. It is, and it's also like, it's not fuck job. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
Like that's
sure.
insane.
Yeah.
But definitely helps make you who you are.
Yeah, because I was doing that. Be completely honest, I did not have a lot of friends in school. So, I had the farm, I had my animals, and I had ATVs. And I also started dancing when I was 4, and I was on competition teams, and I started acting, and I think it was in 3rd grade when I started doing acting classes and singing lessons when I was in 2nd grade. And
Why?
I was like already like interested in that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, out of nowhere, I was like, I found out about LA somehow from my little town, and I was like, I want to go there. Like that's where everyone's supposed to be, right? Yeah.
But why acting? Why singing? Why was that the escape? What interests you initially?
Yeah, well, I was not a sports person. I tried track, I tried cross country, I tried soccer, and it's just like I was horrible at all of it. Like I'm not good at sports at all. I try to stay away from that. So, like finding that kind of like I've been singing since I was super little. My mom was like putting me in singing lessons and like seeing like cuz when you're a parent, like this is from my mom's words, she's like when you're a parent you think your child's like good at everything, So it's like she would go up to these people and be like, "Please tell me, is she bad? Like be honest with me." And so I just like fell in love with it, and I was like doing like the dance competition. I did like a World of Dance competition in 2013, and like that was so much fun. And I think it was like being on stage and like being in front of people, which I really liked, and I knew that you could do that with singing. And then acting, I just like love to be able to like play a whole different role and not myself. It's really cool.
There's real commitment though that goes into dance, even from the earliest of ages. Like you have to really show up. You need to really give your all.
Yeah.
I was a tap dancer growing up. I don't want to brag.
Oh.
But I knew a lot of kids who did like dance competitively, and everything is on the back burner. Like the excuse was I can't. I got to dance, or I have dance practice.
Yeah, I had like practice for like 5 hours after school.
Yeah, what does that teach you though that you carry with you today?
I think it's just like that's so hard because I feel like naturally like I was already getting taught by like a teacher, an adult, so it was kind of like. We had this rule, like it was being like polite and being like very respectful, and it's like, it definitely makes you grow up a little bit more, and you can't mess around in dance class when you're a kid, because it's like it's a competition team, you got to be ready.
Do you end up identifying with people like Kenzie Ziegler like deeper because of that bond?
Yeah, I mean, we'll sit literally in her room watching dance competitions for hours. And we're just like, like literally just watching the whole time. We bond on that level, but I think we also bond on like the kind of just being the same age, doing the same thing, going through the same struggles. So it's like we're both like so different, but so similar at the same time.
And I mean, just wondering, do you feel more alone today or when you had no friends and you had your pigs growing up?
Honestly, I feel like I feel more alone today. Like I always like think about like my childhood, and like even though I didn't have a lot of friends at school, like I still like had fun like hanging out with my brother or like hanging out with my older sister. So it was different because I always was doing something, I didn't have a phone, I didn't have social media, and so now that I do have it, I think because of social media and because of LA, it can get a little lonely sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't know who to trust.
Yeah. It's very hard. Kenzie's like the first person here that I really was like, you're with me forever for sure.
How do you know it's forever with somebody like Kenzie and not another person that you maybe bring into your zone?
I don't know. I feel like I have met like a lot of people here, and it's kind of just like naturally who you click with. Like
true.
Before I was like I wanted to be friends with everyone, like I was like let's hang out, let's do this and da 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 da, but at the end of the day it's like who do you genuinely have fun, even if you're just in a room and you have nothing to do and you're bored, but you're with that person, so it's still fun. Dude, true friendships are built on silence. Yeah, like you can like just sit there on your phones and you're still having way more fun than you would by yourself.
Totally.
Yeah.
But it is hard to do you see yourself as famous or getting famous, or how do you view your career in the grand scheme of the path that you're on?
I don't know. I've never like considered myself famous. I feel like famous is like a whole different level, you know? And right now it's just like I have like really sick fans. Like they're just so dope, and like, you know, I'm growing from that. And that fan base is like growing. But yeah, I've never like been like, oh, I'm famous. I just feel like that's like it's not a title I can have yet, you know?
What would make you famous?
I don't know, what, stadium tours? That's pretty, yeah.
Yeah, you got to be
I
pretty
think so.
famous to sell out a stadium.
Yeah.
You start posting records on the internet in 2017.
Yeah.
Why'd you start that? Why?
Heartbeat, is that the first one?
Oh.
Well, that's the original, but you did covers before that.
Yeah, I did. I think it was more just to like, it's just what I wanted to do, so I just like put it out there, and whoever saw it, you know. And then
Scary to do it?
oh yeah, it was terrifying. I was like, I'm so hard on myself too. So like when it comes to putting music out, I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's ready. Because I just like feel like I'm my like biggest critic.
Did someone push you, or did you push yourself?
I think I pushed myself. Yeah.
Why?
I think because it's so like hard in this industry, and I mean I got here when I was 12, and like I learned so much being here that it's just like you have to be your own support system at the end of the day.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because like also like the people who are cheering for you, you don't even know their motives. You know, you don't
Yeah.
know why. Who are
No,
you?
for sure.
What's your deal?
Yeah.
And what do you want from my success?
Yeah.
Scary but accurate.
Very scary. Yeah.
It's weird.
And when I brought up Heartbeat, what was that reaction?
Oh, that was. I like was so mad at my mom that day. I think I was like, I think I was 12, because she was like, "Yeah, you have a love interest in this video," and I literally started crying. I was like, "I don't want a love interest." I was freaking out because like I've never talked to like a boy at that point. So I like looking back on that, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just so embarrassing.
How was music being created around you back then? Were songs being made for you? Were you writing with
Yeah.
somebody?
I never really got into songwriting until maybe 15 or 16. So
Okay.
that was like kind of just like songs that were like sent, and then I would just record it. But the ones that I've been putting out since I signed with my label, those have been just me writing.
What about, okay, there's a record that Max Martin has a credit on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you just break down Birthday Cake? Because it's also a song that sat around for a minute, right?
Yeah, so the one with Max Martin is
it not Birthday Cake?
the recent one, I Miss You.
Oh, I'm
Birthday
so
Cake.
sorry.
No, you're good. Birthday Cake was hanging around for like 2 years before I actually put it out.
Okay, we'll start with Birthday Cake and then we'll get to Max.
Okay.
Who I love him. I mean, so many people love him.
Yeah.
I've gotten to know him. He's one of the coolest human beings on the face of the earth.
So chill. Like,
You would never know that he shaped pop culture and pop music like in a way that nobody else has yet to do ever. It's wild, and he's the most relaxed, chill. He's so chill that it makes me nauseous. It's like one of those. But Birthday Cake, why is it sitting around for a minute? And when did you know it was the right time to release?
I just was, at the time, I was like trying to figure out like how to, I don't know, it was just so hard putting out music because everything like was about like TikTok. It's like if your song blew up on TikTok, like that is how you get in, kind of. And so I made Birthday Cake for my friend, and it was more just like I had nothing to write, and I was like literally stuck. And then I just like had this idea with this co-writer, and so we wrote the song, and I just like sent it to her right when I got the demo, because it was more just like a song. Like I've written like lots of songs that never even came out because they're just like, you know, they're just like gotta write a song to get like the best one kind of thing. And this one was so personal, and I thought it was like too specific that, you know, it wasn't right to put out.
They're always the ones though.
Yeah, it is. And I didn't realize how many people, you know, I didn't really think about it, how many people would relate to the song. So then when I saw the reaction, when I just teased it, I wasn't even sure if I was putting it out. I was just like, let's just see how it reacts. And when it blew up, I was just like amazed because I didn't realize how many people related to it and how it like impacted their lives. I've had people like come up to me. I did an LA show yesterday and I had someone come up to me saying that like my song saved their best friend. So like, it's like, that is insane to me that that song was there for 2 years. I wish I put it out 2 years ago.
But do you think it would have been what it is today if you put it out 2 years ago?
I don't know. I don't even remember what 2 years ago was like.
Yeah, right? Different world.
Yeah.
It's
COVID hit and yeah.
God, it makes me so sad.
Yeah.
It makes me so sad that we literally lost 2 years. Because it's true. Like, you can't even, it's hard to like wrap your mind around what was back then.
Yeah, like I can't even remember. I just remember seeing it on the news and I was like, I'm going to be inside for a very long time.
God, we really should give back 2 years to everybody's life.
Yeah.
Everybody should deduct 2 years from their age.
Exactly, yeah.
And then you get 2 years
Well, I don't know.
back.
I just turned 18, so I like being 18 right now.
That would be really mean.
Some benefits with
Yeah, a
it.
little bit.
Yeah.
Is the version that we hear today, was that recorded 2 years ago, or did you go back and re-record it recently, or before you put it out?
I re-recorded it because I sounded like a baby. And I was like, yeah, we got to change that.
So you wrote it originally for your friend. What was your friend going through?
So she lost her mom in 2016 to cervical cancer. And so it was very out of the blue. It just like happened one day and, you know, she was doing really well. And then I just got this call from my best friend and it was like, I thought she was joking for a second because, you know, she just like was preparing herself for that 1 year that she was diagnosed with cancer. She was just preparing herself. So it was that, you know, the dark humor. And, you know, when she told me, I was immediately like, you're joking. Mm-hmm. Like, don't pull that on me. And, you know, like, then it finally clicked and I was like, this is real life. And I was in LA too, so I couldn't even like go there. And I mean, I could have, but it was just like, what are my boundaries? And, you know, I don't want to cross. And right now she needs to be with like her family and her grandparents and like just be completely surrounded by them. And I thought that me being there might be a little too overwhelming because I was also attached to the situation. So yeah, it was just like overall like a huge life-changing thing. And I definitely think that it changed her a lot. She had to grow up way faster.
Oh, yeah.
She was, I don't even know how old she was. She was like, what, I think she was 12 maybe. I don't know. Yeah, she was about to turn 13 or something like that. Yeah, but it's just like so young and immediately it was like, okay, you got to grow up now.
So you take on her pain and emotion and this experience and you craft a record for her or about what she's going through?
For her. It was more of a reminder because like I could tell she kind of, you know, was hiding it and like didn't really go through the emotions that, you know, that everyone goes through. And so I wrote it just to like remind her like every great thing about her mom and every saying that they've ever said to each other. And so overall it's just a personal song for her. And I didn't realize like so many people had gone through the same exact thing.
So you write it 100% on your own?
I wrote it with a co-writer. I was like, I went in and I was like, I don't know what to write about. Like, I feel like I don't even know how old I think I was 15 or 16 by the time. And, you know, there's so much that a 16-year-old girl can write about until it starts sounding like the same thing. And so, you know, I was just talking about like, they're like, just tell us about your life. Tell us what you've like experienced. And so I started talking about the situation. They're like, why don't you just write about that? And I was like, I feel like that's too much. And they're like, no. They're like, you just write what you feel. And so they definitely helped me get those words out and help guide me in the right way.
What eventually pushes you to release it? Like, what is the breaking point that's like, because it sat there collecting dust, and I'm assuming you just shared it with your friend, right? It was just for her.
Yeah, I shared it. I think I gave the song to her maybe the next day after I wrote the song. So it was just a demo. And it was just to a piano. There was no violin in it or any really real production in it. And so, 2 years later, I was like, I really want to put a song out, but I have no idea what to put out. And my best friend was just like, why don't you put out Birthday Cake? And I was like, no, that's your song. Like, I was like, that's not a song that I would put out. And, she definitely pushed me every day and was like, you have to put it out. And so I teased it, and then everyone like loved it. And she was like, see, like, you're good. You can put it out. And so I got approval from all the family and shared the song with them before I put the song out.
Would you say the song changed your life?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm still in shock, and it hasn't hit me that like the amount of people who listen to it. And like when I sang it at the LA show yesterday, like everyone knew the lyrics, and it was just like life-changing.
What is can you describe the feeling of something that is so personal for you and for your friend and their family turning into something that is going to be further opposite of personal, even though it may still remain personal?
Yeah.
But it's not, because it's shared with everybody. It's now personal to everyone.
Yeah. I think that I still find like a part of it in it, because it's out there to the world. It's still special. Because my mom lost her mom, I think when I was 1. So my mom relates to the song already.
Yeah, people take it on and apply it to their own existence.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like, I've never experienced what my mom and my best friend went through, but when I sing the song and like I see how much like it affects them, and when they start crying, I can't even finish the song. Like when I'm singing it, like it's so hard. But at the end of the day, it's like it's changed people's lives, but it's also changed mine.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's gonna make me cry. It's very emotional.
Yeah.
Well, just a song like that, like I think a lot of songs are born out of genuine, organic, beautiful moments, like moments that need music to help you get through it. But not all of those songs end up becoming hits,
Yeah.
And by the way, like you tend to know songs that are going to do well. A lot of pop songs and hit songs have things in common. I'm not saying every hit song shares this, but a lot of the biggest songs we've ever heard, especially in recent years, have sat around and done nothing, collected dust for years before being released.
Yeah.
And when they come out, they're more relevant than ever. They're more timely than ever. They hit people deeper than ever. I think real art is always ahead. Truly.
Yeah.
And it's wild that song just sat there for 2 years and is now, it's the biggest song you have, right?
Yeah. Biggest song. It's insane. I mean, I didn't even know. I was just putting the song out. I don't know anything about like the Spotify stuff and all that information, but when I see those numbers, I'm just like, jeez.
So what do you learn from creating birthday cake, that you take with you and you apply to your art moving forward?
I think it's just being genuine. I think it's like I've learned that every time I went into the studio before, I was going in from a feeling that I had a very long time ago. So the song isn't as genuine, or it doesn't come out as strong, because in that moment I'm not feeling that, I've always felt that song for Birthday Cake. I've always felt like she needs something for her, my best friend, she needs something. And I've always had that feeling with me. So that's why it came out so naturally. And, with my other song, like, in that moment, like, I literally went into the studio trying to write a totally opposite song. And they asked me how I really felt. And I was just like, I miss that person. Like, and that's how we came up with the song. So I think it's, putting your feelings more forward instead of like, oh yeah, I want to write about a song I felt like 2 years ago, or like something I wrote in my journal a couple months ago, because I don't feel that anymore, And when I feel something in the moment, I see that it comes out naturally.
So do you find yourself feeling something and then asking to get into a studio, writing down notes to remember how you feel?
Yeah, I try to make it pretty, like, try to go in the studio at least like 3 times a week.
Wow.
So anytime I'm feeling something, I'm like, I got a studio session tomorrow. So I'm like pumped for it.
That's great, actually.
Yeah.
Strategically placed throughout the week, so,
Yeah,
just
I'm
keep
like,
your
they're like,
feelings.
what feeling do you got today? I'm like, well,
It's awesome.
yeah.
So how do you approach the session with Max Martin, and how does Miss You come to be? Is it created from scratch
Yeah.
in that studio on Doheny, or do you hear production? Do you get lyrics?
Yeah, so that day was honestly insane. So it was my second day with Johan Carlson and Mozilla. And so it was my first day. It was at the studio. It was beautiful. And it was just like, it's my second time writing a song with them.
It's a cool space, right?
Oh, I love it. It feels so homey. And I feel like, just like when I go into a studio, I tend to like be like, okay, it's work. But it's like if I don't write a song at that studio with them, like I don't feel like as bad because it's like I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah.
It's like it's very homey. Yeah.
But also that's the energy one should need. Like genius doesn't knock every day, and you shouldn't feel forced to crank something out that is going to lack genuine energy, lack authenticity, that is just not going to be you. Like why? Because the truth is like the effort that you're putting into force something, you can put into getting closer with your collaborators and getting more comfortable in the space. And the next time you're there, 2 days later, who knows what can come.
Yeah.
So it's home. You feel comfortable. You're not working directly with Max, but because it's like, it used to be a famous person's house. I forget who it was.
Yeah, it was
Like Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Is it?
Marilyn Monroe and Frank Sinatra.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's you've passed
cool.
you've passed it 1,000. It's literally on Doheny, a block or two up from the Troubadour.
Oh, really?
Like Santa Monica Doheny between Santa Monica and Cynthia.
Oh,
I've been there so many times.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's really cool. Yeah.
Oh, peaceful, and there's like water fixtures in the middle, and
Yeah, it's insane.
gorgeous. So you're creating with 2 other collaborators within Max's camp,
Yeah.
and is the story that Max like just heard it by chance?
Well, I went in not knowing that it was Max's camp. I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah. So I went in just thinking I was having like a regular session with the people I'd had the session with 2 days before. And you know like the living room or like
Yes.
the dining room area. I'm in there and this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Have we met?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so." And he was just like, "I'm Max." And I'm like, "I'm Dylan." And we shook hands, and then me and Johan and Mozilla, we went upstairs and she was like, "Isn't that so cool? You just met Max Martin." And I was like, "You're kidding me? I just met Max Martin." I was like, I need to go back down there and reintroduce myself a little bit better. No, it was crazy because, I have a friend who knows like everything about the music industry. So I'm like texting her. I'm like, "I just shook hands with Max Martin." And she's like, "Are you kidding me?" She's like, "Are you terrified right now? Like, are you like in shock?" And it was insane. Like the whole day I was just like writing this song, "I Miss You." And then he walks into the studio and he was just like, "Can I listen?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we didn't have a demo yet, so I had to sing it for him. And first of all, I'm literally like, "Oh, you want me to sing it now?" I'm like, "Where are my notes?" I'm like, "I don't know the lyrics yet." And so I did that, and he was just like, "I love the song." He's like, "Can I give any pointers?" And I was like, "Please." I was like, "Take the song if you want." I'm like, "It's all yours. Like, do whatever you want to the song." And he just by like the changes that he made, it drastically made the song 100 times better.
Like, but also peep the respect. Can I give pointers? Would you mind if I can give you a thought?
I know.
Most people would just blurt out their feelings as opposed to asking for permission.
Yeah.
Like, that's genuine respect.
Yeah, he's so cool. Like, he was probably in there for like 2 hours, and
Oh, wow.
it was insane because it was just like we're just going off of each other, and then like he would have this another idea, and then we'd put it in, and it changes the song, it changes the vibe, and he also helped. He also helped with some production in it too. So overall, it was crazy. And then he was like, "Yeah, you don't give me credit." And I was like,
What?
"Are you sure?"
No.
And he was like, "Yeah, it's fine." Like, he's like, "It's okay." And then we're about to put the song out, and they're like, "Max wants a credit." I'm like, let's give him a credit. I'm like, please. I was like, I don't think anyone else would, like see that and be like,
You want that name on your song.
Yeah. I was like, that's so cool. And especially because we worked on some other songs with him too. So every time I go there, I see him, and it's just like, I think I'm like over like the starstruck now, and I'm more like, I feel like I'm being taught. Yeah.
Is that not incredibly special?
So cool. Like, he has helped me. Like, I don't even think he realizes how much he's helped me, and overall, like, everything.
What has he taught you?
So, like, I used to be horrible at doing harmonies and like horrible at doing ad libs, and like he just like naturally like you could give me a harmony and I would sing it, and then they're like, okay, and then I'd go to record it, immediately forgot it. So it's like, because he was there when I was recording I Miss You, I was like, you better get this nailed in your head. I was like, don't mess up in front of him. So overall, like watching him, like when he would play the song, he's like, do you hear that? And I'm like, I don't hear anything. And then he like breaks it down and he shows like a synth in the song, and I'm like, I didn't even hear that, but now I do, because he pointed it out, and he pointed how how different he can change a synth just by like one note, and it changes the song. Everything. He's like literally the magic touch.
Can you describe what he changed in that song that you think really elevated it and took it to the next level?
Yeah, so the part where it's just like the I miss you. So it was before, it was just like I miss you, and then he had it I miss you. So he did that. He also changed the melody to the pre, and then he helped with like some of the production in it, because we weren't sure what we were gonna do with it, and then Johan came with his production, was like, here it is, and it was like drastically changed, because it wasn't just piano anymore. It was like, there's more. There were like crazy sounds in the back that I don't even know. Like, I'm still being taught, like I don't even know what any of these instruments are. And so just like knowing that, like he worked on this song with me, but also knowing that like he's such a good influence on me too, because I'm learning so much and I don't even realize it until I go into the studio. I'm like, I am doing harmonies way better now. Like, I actually can memorize harmonies.
But that's a real teacher.
Yeah.
Like, you don't understand what you've learned until you're applying it on your own, doing it on your own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
insane.
Yeah, like, it's an honor.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was like, I remember I did like a bunch of research. Like, I was given these like documentaries and like all these like crazy stuff. I was like literally learning about the Beatles, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears. Like, I completely went back in time and just like went through everything. And that's really how I was like, who is Max Martin? And then I really got into who Max Martin was.
Well, like, by the way, the through line to like all the people you just mentioned is Max Martin.
Yeah, literally.
So it's, gosh. And he, again, like, he doesn't really do that often though. Am I wrong in that? Like, how often does he go in and like just appear?
I was told rarely.
Yeah, in a newer artist session.
Like, oh my gosh, he's in my studio right now. He's in the studio session right now.
So how many songs have you done in total with him?
I think he's helped out probably for like 3 songs already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
So enough to release an EP?
Well, we actually have like songs. So I was writing with this other producer and writer, Luca. And so we were writing, we had this idea for this song, and then he came in and he helped and was just like helped with the melody and everything. So we're actually working on that when she gets back, which will be really cool, because it's just like such a feel-good song. We have no lyrics to it. We just have a melody, and it's been sitting there, and we're like, we don't know what the song's going to be about, but we know that we have to finish the song. So waiting to do that. And I just like have a bunch of other songs just like in the files right now.
Do you want to release like a body of work in the next few months?
I don't know. Like, I released an EP the first time I ever like released music with like a team behind me, and everyone loved the song Baby Blue, which is crazy because I was just like putting this, I didn't realize how many people would listen to it, and that was also like, okay, I'm getting the hang of it. But right now I'm just like, I feel like I'm just gonna put some singles out, and then hopefully when I'm ready and I have like, you know, the vibe that I'm gonna stick with, I think that's when I'm gonna put something out.
What is effortless to you, acting or making music?
Making music. With acting, it's a lot of research and you know, when you get like an acting role or an audition, like you have to do more research. Before, I just like would get into it and then send the tape. And now it's like, oh, I have to like actually like learn about this person and like become this person for this audition.
So as you look at like the path that you're paving, what do you want most of those blocks to be made up of? Is it music? Is it acting? Is it a balance between the two?
I think it's a balance between the two. I mean, like, I'm obsessed with Marvel. I don't know. No one really knows that, but I have like always wanted to be in a like kind of action movie.
Like a franchise.
Yeah, just like a franchise. Like I've always like I've always watched Iron Man. I've been obsessed with Iron Man since I was little. And you know, like when I get acting auditions, like when I get auditions for it, I get so pumped for it. So pumped. I'm like in the moment. And I've realized that, you know, like that would be really cool. And then just like still like doing music, of course. Yeah.
So you really want to be a superhero and then make music?
Superhero? I mean, that would be sick. But, you know, I'm always down for any action movie.
Sick. So you really want to be an action star
Yeah.
and a musician?
Yeah. Musician, for sure.
Is there a true, like, does it take a true thespian to be an action star? Do you know?
I don't know. All I know is I'm probably going to have to go to gymnastics to be a superhero.
You
so.
did your own stunts in the Bitter music video.
Yeah, with the riding the ATV, that was easy. I actually almost burned because I was wearing shorts. I almost burned like my leg on the motor, so I was like didn't have my gear, so I wasn't prepared for that. But yeah, that was so much fun filming that music video.
Also hardcore.
Yeah.
Baller.
It was like an all day thing. I think it's from 4 in the morning, 7 in the morning, maybe 4 in the morning ish.
Oof.
We drove over there, and then all the way to like 8 or 7.
You also got a Jeep. Congratulations. That was a big deal for you.
Yeah, very big deal. I've always like, my family have always had trucks. And so I was like, what can I have in LA that is somewhat of a truck, but it also can fit everywhere? And so I found this car and I was like, yep, that's it for sure.
A Jeep.
Yeah, Jeep. And I got it all done. It's like, it's insane. Like, it's a beast.
Sick.
Yeah.
Was that like your treat to yourself?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I got it in August, and I was like immediately in love with it, mainly because it's just like, I feel so safe in it, you know,
Yeah.
I feel taller, and I think it's funny seeing people's reaction because the car is almost like, it almost like doesn't fit in all the garages. So
Sick.
when you see this big vehicle, this like big, huge tires, and then you see someone who looks 5 foot come out of this car, and I'm like, yeah, it's so funny seeing people's reaction. They're like,
For
how
real?
did you get in there? Because I literally have to jump in the car.
How high is it lifted?
It has, so it's has 37's tires on it. Yeah, 37's.
Oh, wow.
And then
Jesus.
I think, yeah, and then I have a 3.5-inch lift on it.
What?
And you're driving that around Los Angeles?
Yeah.
And it gets you 12 miles to the gallon.
Oh, it's more like 10 because those tires are so like, they take so much power from the car. And my dad, he like works on my car every time like I need something done. And like me and him, we worked on redoing all the steering components on it because they just couldn't hold the tires because the tires were so like big. And yeah, we just like we're working on it and doing a bunch of stuff to it.
How cool
my
is
dad
that
loves
though?
that stuff.
Like that's bonding, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think I'm more of the son to my dad than I think my brother is, because I'm the one that's like wanting to work on the car with him and like help him out, and my brother's like, ugh, no.
Do your parents get what you do for work?
Yeah, my parents are very involved, which I'm really glad, because I think it's like hard, you know, like you get taken advantage of a lot.
Oh, yeah.
In LA, so it's nice to have like someone will say something to me and I'm like, yeah, and then I'll go back and my parents would, you know, be like, maybe don't say that to them, or it's just nice having that, like, you know, of course, like support and like kind of security. For me.
Safety.
Yeah.
100% safety.
Yeah. I still have my dad drive me to sessions.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's, by the way, proper.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Baby.
Yeah,
Your parents should be
literally.
driving around for the next 10 years.
I know. I'm like, they're literally gonna be taking me to sessions when I'm like 30.
Hey, sister, it works.
Yeah.
So like, why are we
I'm
gonna
like
fix
free gas.
Yeah, save
like
money.
I don't have to pay for gas.
But why would we fix that? Like something that's not broken. Like the energy's right. Them
Yeah.
driving to you. Like the universe aligns with that.
Yeah.
We're crafting hits. Max Martin just peeps into the session, then wants credit, then does 3 other songs with you.
Yeah.
It's fucking
insane.
amazing.
It's insane. It's like takes a lot to like process it.
What do you think he saw in you or heard in you?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. It just like, I was just there for a session and I was just like making a song and then he walks in and I'm like, okay. I'm like, let's do it.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
So today, like as you are so young and 18, how do you measure success today? It can change.
Measure it as in like,
Define it. What is success to you? What makes you feel successful? Have you felt successful?
last night, my first LA show. I did. I have never had that experience ever in my life. And I had people singing my song to me for the first time ever. Like, I could stop singing my song. When I was singing Birthday Cake, felt so magical because it's like I didn't even sing the first chorus and they were just belting it. It was amazing. And it's like I got to meet every single person after and like have like a conversation with them, and that was also life-changing because I've never done that. I also like was freaking out inside. Like I could feel my heart just pounding. I was so nervous, but like being there, it's just like felt like family, honestly.
That's real.
Yeah, it was really cool. Like still smiling about it today.
By the way, please listen to Dylan Conrique, not Conrique, Dylan Conrique's music. There's a link to all of it in the description below. Final thoughts, Daniel?
You think if your family still lives on the farm and you wrote music there, it would sound different?
Oh yeah, I think I'd be doing country music right now.
Really?
I actually do listen to country music.
So do I.
Yeah, I love country music, and my dad used to play it all the time because it was only like clean music at the time when I was young. So I grew up on it, and I think that also has to do with my writing a little, and
Like storytelling?
yeah, I think it has to do with that. But to this day, I either listen to like old R&B, T-Pain, Chris Brown, like old Chris Brown, or I'll just go straight to country music. Like those are my.
Are you writing songs with deep specifics in there? The same
Yeah.
way Birthday Cake had it?
Every song that I've written since I've been working with the team that I wrote I Miss You with, everything's been how I felt in the moment.
That's refreshing, relieving.
Yeah, it's honestly like therapy, feels like.
God, it's awesome.
Why is that one song that you wrote that doesn't have lyrics? Like, how are you going to know when the right story comes along?
I don't know. It just like hasn't clicked yet, and I'm just like waiting because I don't want to rush into it. I don't want to put a feeling to it that I think is right for it. I want to make it really like just perfect. So I just like I'm taking my time on this one. Yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for having me. This was chill.
I appreciate you.
I didn't lean back because I'm really short and my feet would have been up. So I was like, I don't want to like, my feet are like this on the couch.
First of many hangs, I hope. you
Yeah.
know? Our studio's always here.
Perfect.
Come back for an EP or album. Or
Did
not. Or next. Who gives a shit? Just come and hang.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
Did you release a he/him version?
I did.
Yeah, why'd you want to do that?
I got a lot of requests for that, and I didn't think about it too. And then when I saw like people were like, "Can I have a he version, he, him, they version?" and I was like, I mean, why not? You know. So I did a live version, and yeah, and a lot of people love that. And you know, I had a lot of people come up to me yesterday and say that they're really thankful that I put that out too, because that helped them relate to it even more.
Yeah, apply it to their own existence.
Yeah.
And their own situations.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Dylan Conrique. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you.